So remember in the last video, the string holding up the deck of the drawbridge was at a 30-degree angle. Well, one of the guys in the castle holding up the string knew a little bit about trigonometry, and he thought he could change things around and make things easier if he changed the angle to 60 degrees, like this. So this is what we have now. The string is the line of force, because that's the line the guys are pulling, so their force goes through the string. Here's that 60-degree angle. We have to find the distance. Now, instead of using, well, let's use the 30-degree angle, because that gives us the adjacent over the hypotenuse, which is cosine, adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent is what we want, the distance. Hypotenuse, we know, is 36 inches. The only thing left is to find the value of the cosine at 30 degrees, which is 0.866. I don't know if that's in focus. So here's our formula. Pretty straightforward. We find the distance, 31.1 inches. Now remember, the torque pulling down on the deck has to be equal to the torque pulling up, because they cancel each other out, and the deck is not moving, it's static. So we have the torque, we have the distance, simple algebra, and we find the force is 3.5 pounds, which is a lot less than when the angle of the string was at 30 degrees. 6.1 instead of 3.5. So the guy was right. We changed the angle, a lot less force is required. But we can't always pick which angle we want in a triangle. Remember, the angle of the string was 60 degrees, but we were using this angle, the 30-degree angle. Well, what if we decided we wanted to stick with using the 60-degree angle? We can't use, and we want to find the distance, that part of the triangle. Well, we can't use cosine, because cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Make believe that's not there. So instead of using cosine, we're going to use sine. It's just another way of juggling the sides of the triangle. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So the sine of this angle, 60, the opposite side, is that, and that's what we want. Opposite over hypotenuse. Distance is what we want, that's the opposite side. 36 inches is what we got. So here's the formula. And the sine of 60 degrees, guess what? Same number, 0.866. So this formula is the same as that formula. And we're going to get the same answer. Everything else is going to be the same. So if you've got the cosine of 30, the value is the same as the sine of 60. Makes things a lot easier. What else? Okay, so for the next video, we'll probably talk about, we'll go back to the cranes and use these sine and cosine formulas to figure out some other stuff.